Daily tips. Life is short enough. Don't race to the finish.
In due course.
In due course.
In due course.
In due course.
Eventually, at the right time.
Eventually at the right time.
Your hard work will be rewarded in due course.
Your hard work will be rewarded in due course.
في الوقت المناسب.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Naturally, obviously.
Naturally, obviously.
Of course, I'll help you with your project.
Of course, I'll help you with your project.
بالطبع.
Cover for.
Cover for.
Cover for.
Cover for.
Provide an excuse or protection for.
Provide an excuse or protection for.
She agreed to cover for her colleague's absence.
She agreed to cover for her colleague's absence.
يغطي.
Cover up.
Cover up.
Cover up.
Cover up.
Hide, conceal.
Hide, conceal.
He tried to cover up his mistake, but it was obvious.
He tried to cover up his mistake, but it was obvious.
يخفي.
Take cover.
Take cover.
Take cover.
Take cover.
Find shelter or protection.
Find shelter or protection.
When the storm came, we had to take cover in the cave.
When the storm came, we had to take cover in the cave.
احتمي.
Undercover.
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 Hidden, concealed.
Hidden, concealed.
The spy operated undercover to gather information.
The spy operated undercover to gather information.
تحت الغطاء.
Crack down.
Crack down.
Crack down.
Crack down.
Enforce laws or regulations.
Enforce laws or regulations.
The government decided to crack down on illegal activities.
The government decided to crack down on illegal activities.
يقمع.
Crack up.
Crack up.
Crack up.
Crack up.
Burst into laughter, break down.
Burst into laughter, break down.
The comedian's jokes made the audience crack up.
The comedian's jokes made the audience crack up.
ينفجر.
crawl with,
crawl with,
crawl with,
crawl with,
be filled with,
be filled with.
the picnic area crawled with ants.
The picnic area crawled with ants.
مليء به.
On cue,
On cue,
on cue,
on cue.
precisely on time as planned.
Precisely on time as planned.
The actor delivered his lines on cue.
The actor delivered his lines on cue.
على إشارة.
Take one's cue from.
Take one's cue from.
Take one's cue from.
Take one's cue from.
To follow someone's lead or example.
To follow someone's lead or example.
Take one's cue from a successful mentor.
Take one's cue from a successful mentor.
يستلهم من.
Curl up.
Curl up.
Curl up.
Curl up.
To form into a curl or spiral.
To form into a curl or spiral.
She curled up with a book on the couch.
She curled up with a book on the couch.
يلتف.
Cut across.
Cut across.
Cut across.
Cut across.
To go across a surface or area.
To go across a surface or area.
Let's cut across the field to save time.
Let's cut across the field to save time.
يعبر بسرعة.
Cut back.
Cut back.
Cut back.
Cut back.
To reduce or decrease.
To reduce or decrease.
The company had to cut back on expenses.
The company had to cut back on expenses.
يقلص.
Cut down.
Cut down.
Cut down.
Cut down.
To reduce or diminish.
To reduce or diminish.
They decided to cut down their energy usage.
They decided to cut down their energy usage.
يقلل.
Cut in.
Cut in.
Cut in.
Cut in.
To interrupt or join in.
To interrupt or join in.
She tried to cut in on our conversation.
She tried to cut in on our conversation.
يقاطع.
Cut off.
Cut off.
Cut off.
Cut off.
To disconnect or remove.
To disconnect or remove.
The storm cut off our electricity.
The storm cut off our electricity.
يقطع.
Cut out.
Cut out.
Cut out.
Cut out.
To remove or eliminate.
To remove or eliminate.
You should cut out sugar from your diet.
You should cut out sugar from your diet.
يستبعد.
Dash off.
Dash off.
Dash off.
Dash off.
To write or do quickly.
To write or do quickly.
I need to dash off a quick email.
I need to dash off a quick email.
يكتب بسرعة.
Out of date.
Out of date.
Out of date.
Out of date.
No longer current or valid.
No longer current or valid.
This document is out of date and needs updating.
This document is out of date and needs updating.
قديم ليس محدثا.
To date.
To date.
To date.
To date.
Up to the present time.
Up to the present time.
The report is to date with the latest information.
The report is to date with the latest information.
حتى الآن.
Up to date.
Up to date.
Up to date.
Up to date.
Current and modern.
Current and modern.
Their technology is up to date with the industry.
Their technology is up to date with the industry.
حتى الآن.
Turn a deaf ear.
Turn a deaf ear.
Turn a deaf ear.
Turn a deaf ear.
To ignore or disregard.
To ignore or disregard.
He chose to turn a deaf ear to the criticism.
He chose to turn a deaf ear to the criticism.
تجاهل الأمور.
A good deal.
A good deal.
A good deal.
A good deal.
A large amount or extent.
A large amount or extent.
We have a great deal of work to do.
We have a great deal of work to do.
كمية جيدة.
Deal in.
Deal in.
Deal in.
Deal in.
To trade or work with.
To trade or work with.
He deals in vintage cars.
He deals in vintage cars.
التعامل في.
Deal with.
Deal with.
Deal with.
Deal with.
To handle or manage.
To handle or manage.
She can deal with difficult customers.
She can deal with difficult customers.
التعامل مع.
In debt.
In debt.
In debt.
In debt.
Owing money in financial debt.
Owing money in financial debt.
He is in debt due to his loans.
He is in debt due to his loans.
في دين.
In somebody's debt.
In somebody's debt.
In somebody's debt.
In somebody's debt.
Owing someone a favor or gratitude.
Owing someone a favor or gratitude.
I am in her debt for helping me.
I am in her debt for helping me.
في دين شخص ما.
Take delight in.
Take delight in.
Take delight in.
Take delight in.
To enjoy or find pleasure in.
To enjoy or find pleasure in.
She takes delight in painting.
She takes delight in painting.
يستمتع.
Go into detail.
Go into detail.
Go into detail.
Go into detail.
To discuss thoroughly or extensively.
To discuss thoroughly or extensively.
Let's go into details about the project.
Let's go into details about the project.
الدخول في التفاصيل.
In detail.
In detail.
In detail.
In detail.
Thoroughly, with specifics.
Thoroughly, with specifics.
The report is written in detail.
The report is written in detail.
بالتفصيل.
Leave to one's own devices.
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 To allow someone to make their own decisions and solve problems without assistance.
To allow someone to make their own decisions and solve problems without assistance.
It's best to leave to one's own devices in creative projects.
It's best to leave to one's own devices in creative projects.
تركه لاختياره الخاص.
Die away.
Die away.
Die away.
Die away.
Gradually become weaker.
Gradually become weaker.
The sound of the waves died away as we moved inland.
The sound of the waves died away as we moved inland.
تتوقف.
Die down.
Die down.
Die down.
Die down.
Decrease in intensity.
Decrease in intensity.
The storm started to die down in the evening.
The storm started to die down in the evening.
يهدأ.
Die out.
Die out.
Die out.
Die out.
Become extinct or disappear.
Become extinct or disappear.
Some species of animals died out due to habitat loss.
Some species of animals died out due to habitat loss.
ينقرض.
Another tips. Stop procrastinating.